What's up, guys, and welcome to the Tim Sports Talk. We have a Redskins recap today, and it was a brutal one. Technically, it's still going. We have an onside kick attempt coming up, but, you know, with what, a 5% chance now in today's NFL because of the new rules, and you can't do different formations and can't run ahead of time. You have to stay stationary, all these things. Are we really going to get it, especially with how today has panned out? We will watch it. We will see if we do get it, but I am not holding my breath for this. All right, here we go. We have Hopkins doing some weird lineup thing with the football kickstand. All right, let's see what he's got in the tank. What is this? All right, a weird slide ball. Nope, New York is not the Atlanta Falcons, and they just scoop it up because everyone has learned that you don't just let it roll to the 10-yard line like some weirdo, or 10 yards past the kick. Anyway, all right. I'm sure they're just going to kneel. Apparently there was a flag. I'm sure it was probably on us. We probably did something wrong. To ice this game out, let's see what the flag is, you know. Got to hold out some hope, I guess, right? Got to hold out some hope. Yep, no, it was on us. Okay. And that's the game. We lose the game 20-19, and it wasn't pretty. It was not pretty at all. Kyle Allen, he ended the day with some interesting stats. 31 for 42, 280 yards, and 2 touchdowns and an interception. 3 sacks for 29 yards, but the last sack was proved critical because it was a 10-yard sack for a fumble. They scoop it up, they come back and score a touchdown. His one interception was a good defensive play because they kind of tricked him, but at the same time, there was 3 defenders around Terry McLaurin when he threw the ball, and I don't even know if McLaurin would have been able to catch it, to be honest, because I don't think it was that well thrown. So, not a good day from Allen. His first half was pretty abysmal until the final drive, where he does seem to have more accuracy than Dwayne Haskins. To me, and then he has also some wiggle in the pocket that Dwayne doesn't have, but he doesn't have the arm strength. There was that one play to Terry that he threw it deep and the defender was able to get a hand on it. I think Dwayne makes that throw to get it over the defender because he has more arm strength to actually get it there. So Dwayne has more arm strength in my opinion, and it's just not good enough to win this division, and losing to the 0-5 Giants ices it. Let's go back to Dwayne against Dallas, in my opinion. Give him one more chance to show, can he be the quarterback of the future for this organization to finish the season? Can you develop? Can you move forward? And that's where I'm sitting right now with a loss to the 0-5 Giants. Now the 1-5 Giants. It's over for Kyle Allen, in my opinion. And yeah, we couldn't get any run game going. 8 carries, 41 yards for J.D. McKissick. He was our best runner on the day. He had a lot of good runs. 9 carries for 30 yards for Antonio Gibson. Peyton Barber, 4 carries for 6 yards. Really nothing going on the run game again. Terry McLaurin had an okay day with 7 catches, 74 yards. That was about it. I know Inman had a lot of big third down conversions for us. I think he had 3 third down conversions in the fourth quarter. And we just didn't have the ball a lot in the fourth quarter, to be honest. There was only, until 6 minutes left, we only had the ball twice. Big, long drives, both one by us and one by them, ate up a lot of the second half until the end. And let's look at some team stats. Yeah, oh my goodness. We're back to the old Redskins, man. 7 for 11 on third down for the Giants. We were 8 for 15, which is over 50%, which is good. And we were 2 for 2 on fourth down, but allowing 7 out of 11 to your opponent on third down is so unacceptable. Terrible, terrible, terrible. We were only able to get 1 sack on Daniel Jones. 1 sack on Daniel Jones. This is the worst O-line in football. I know our fans like to crap on our O-line. Their O-line rates worse. Literally, their first-round pick, Andrew Thomas, was benched today because their offensive line was so bad. And we only get to Daniel Jones 1 time for 4-yard loss? Instead, we let Daniel Jones run for a 50-yard touchdown, and he burnt Landon Collins. Burnt. Literally, he ran away from, he gained ground on Landon Collins running downfield. Yeah, he had a head start, but he gained ground by the time he got tackled by Jimmy Moreland. Daniel Jones on the day. 12 for 19, 112 yards, and a touchdown and an interception. And that interception shouldn't have been an interception. That was clearly out of bounds. I don't know what the what do you call them? The officials were looking at. He clearly landed his elbows on the out of bounds line. So we got lucky there. So that should have been at least a field goal for them by the end right there. We also missed a field goal on the day. That was terrible. But Daniel Jones, 7 carries, 74 yards. Who is he? Kyler Murray? What does he run, a 4.3 40-yard dash? Darius Slayton got by Fabian Moreau on a big touchdown in the first half. Great play by Slayton. He only had 2 catches for 41 yards, but that one was a dagger for a touchdown early in the game. And yeah, this fumble, man. I don't even know what he was trying to do for Kyle Allen. He is getting sacked, and he looks like he's trying to get it to throw it away. And then he ends up just losing it. He had 2 hands on the football, and he just loses it. And it only to the Redskins, right? This dude, Crowder, for them, their defensive player named Crowder, kicks the ball, and it bounces perfectly. It skips a couple, bounces perfectly right into his hands in a full sprint, and he's able to just go right for a touchdown. Easy, easy stuff. Oh my goodness, this game was abysmal. Yeah, and 3 sacks for 29 yards. The first sack was completely Kyle Allen's fault. What are you doing? He sees the defender right in front of his face. Throw it away. Instead, he just stands there and lets the guy come and sack him for a 15-yard loss on first down when we're in their territory. You want to pull your eyes out because of, oh my goodness. 8 penalties today for 50 yards. This is the most penalties we had in a while. Absolutely abysmal. There was one penalty on Jonathan Allen I did not agree with. The center moved, and then Allen just knocks him over, and somehow we got called for encroachment. That was bad. But other than that, I don't remember any of the penalties being bad for us. I think, for the most part, the refs called a fine game. I just don't know, man. This is bad. We are in dire straits right now as Washington fans. What can you do right now? This is bad. So, my opinion, we go back to Dwayne. We let him finish the season. I don't care about wins and losses anymore in this year. I just want to see development from Dwayne. Is he making better decisions? Is his accuracy getting better? Is his footwork getting better? All right, is he able to make... I know he can make all the throws because he has the arm. We know he has the arm strength, but is it the decision-making, knowing the offense, knowing how to make the right calls at the line, and is he getting more accurate as the rest of the season goes on? I don't care if he ends the season with no more wins. I just want to see development from him because wins and losses is not based on just the offense. This defense allowed 7 for 11 on a horrible Giants offense. Our defense has sucked. Our offense has sucked. We just stink. Our special teams has sucked. We missed another freaking field goal today. We need a new kicker now. Our kicker's a freaking bum. Dustin Hopkins, great dude. I like the dude. I've met him in person. Good guy. Not the kicker we need. A 47-yard field goal missed on the first opening drive. Come on, Dustin. You can't miss that field goal. That's unacceptable. This team makes me... I love this team so much. But holy crap, does it make me want to pull my freaking hair out. What is this noise coming into my head? There's a lot of noise coming into my head. Why? Okay, got it out of my head. All right. Is there anything else to say about this before I go into y'all's comments? Is there anything else? Our run defense was not that bad. Devontae Freeman, 18 carries, 61 yards. I think we actually defended the run pretty nice. Devontae Freeman had a nasty run in the first quarter, though. Oh, my goodness. I don't even know who he made miss the first one, and then just in the backfield completely broke the dude's ankles, got around the outside, and then did it again to DeShazer Everett. That was a bad run. But outside of that, I think we bottled up the run game decently today. And except for Daniel Jones. Daniel Jones was all of a sudden, Kyler Murray, Mike Vick, and Lamar all in one somehow today, and he just killed us on the ground. Yeah, this was a brutal, brutal day. But, all right, let's get into your comments. All right, Mitchell Wasmus. What's up, man? How you doing today? I'm surprised to say this, but I want to start Dwayne again. We have to. I think this is it. I think we should just tank now. Tim, no point, no shot at this division now. Absolutely no shot at the division. Losing to the 0-5 Giants is the... I don't even want to say that's the lowest point we can go. Okay, I don't want to say it because they will prove me wrong. This team loves to prove me wrong in the wrong direction. Okay, loves to prove me wrong. So, but right now, that's the lowest point we're at. We don't know if it's going to go down more or going to go up at all. It's going to be bad. All right. Mitchell Wasmus, I'm all for that. Thank you. I think Ron is too considering his WBY situation. He needs his guy. Considering his QB option, I guess is what you meant. Yeah, I mean, definitely. And I'm glad that we did start Kyle Allen. Just to, he was interesting last year. He wasn't great, but it's like, you know what? Let's see what we got in Kyle Allen. Dwayne's not doing good, so let's just see what we have. We did. I've seen enough in 2 games, game and a half, or whatever he's actually played. I've seen enough. I don't think he's that good. I don't think he's good enough by any stretch. Let's give Dwayne, our first-round pick, another chance. And then if he doesn't do it, I want Trey Lance in the draft. I know a lot of people like Trevor Lawrence. A lot of people like Justin Fields. I don't know which quarterback for sure. My favorite right now is Trey Lance, but let's see what happens on draft day. Chris, start Haskins, give him the year, and just roll out 2-point conversions. That rollout 2-point conversion was dumb. I don't mind the 2-point conversion because of how Ron Rivera has talked in the beginning of the season, because he has talked about how he doesn't want to do extra plays to hurt his players. So why send it into overtime with a bunch of chances to potentially get hurt? So it's like, you know what? We either come out of this game with a win with the 2-point, or we come out of this game with a lose, and now we know we're rebuilding. Either we continue to have a shot that I talked about earlier, or we're going straight into rebuild mode. And if we're going into rebuild mode, I don't want extra plays for these young players to potentially get hurt in overtime. If we're going to beat the Giants, we're going to beat the Giants in regulation. I'm not going to overtime with the New York Giants. Not happening. Kyle Allen list is this game. Lost us this game. Yeah, that fumble was critical. The interception was bad. So both his turnovers turned into 14 points in a 20-13 loss. Can't tell you anything else. I read Barber only has 3 runs over 4 yards all year. That's horrible. Yeah, no, Barber's had more than that. Oh, no, only has 3 total yards. Okay, 3 runs over 4 yards. I see it. Yeah, no, they bring Barber, though, in short down situations. So a lot of his are hard-earned yards up the middle. So you're not going to have a great yards per carry when that's the kind of player that you're asked to be. So I don't blame him necessarily for having not a lot of big plays, because they don't bring him in for big plays. It's 3rd and 1s, 4th and 1s, 2nd and shorts or whatever. They're just trying to get a couple yards with him. So, yeah, would you like to see him turn those into bigger plays? Sure, but he's not going to have a whole ton just because of how we use him. Defensive play calling was awful. Landon Collins needs to go. I'm done with him. He's horrible, man. Horrible. He needs to go. He's slower than Kyle Allen. He can't cover at all. He's not good, and he needs to go. I don't know if he's slower than Kyle Allen, but we now know for a fact he is slower than Daniel Jones. We know that for a fact. Daniel Jones, with a ball in his hand, gained ground on a $16 million a year safety. Do I need to say that again? Daniel Jones, a quarterback who's not really known, he's got some moves, but he doesn't not known for top-end speed, outran a $16 million a year safety. Oh, my God. Get my heart rate down a little bit. All right. Jack Del Rio needs to be fired. Defensive play calling, awful. We need to just tank. It's over. Cut Dustin Hopkins. Give Haskins the rest of the year. We're no longer in the division. It's over. I'm definitely nowhere near ready to give over on Jack Del Rio. Nowhere near ready to give up on him. I know a lot of people were thinking this defense could go far. We had a good good line. We do have a good line, but we knew going in, at least I knew, I did not like our linebackers. I thought we had a big weakness at linebacker. I did not like Troy Apke. I didn't care what was coming out of camp or how well he was doing. I did like Landon. I think Landon has disappointed me this year. And I knew our corners were young and developing. And I was hoping more out of Fabian Moreau, personally. And I don't think he's really shown up. But we knew that we had a real big problem at linebacker, especially since I liked Cole Holcomb. And Cole Holcomb has barely been playing this year. So when Cole Holcomb's not playing, which is one of the only linebackers that I really like, and we're not playing well, then I knew that was coming. So I'm not surprised by the bad defensive play yet, and I'm not ready at all to get rid of this coaching staff. We don't have the roster. I gave ourselves a C-plus roster with a chance to be a B, and now I think it's a C-plus roster trending down towards a D-plus right now, because our roster is not nearly good enough because this offensive line is bad too. Our receivers are... Man, I don't a lot of people crap on our receivers. We don't have a great wide receiver core by any stretch, but I do like Terry. This Isaiah Wright character is interesting. Dontrell Inman is okay. He's not great either. Our receiving core is nothing special. We don't have a tight end. Our tight end is garbage. He made that nice catch in the back end, but we don't have tight ends. And our running backs are still an interesting case because J.D. McKissick ran hard today. He actually looked interesting. I like J.D. McKissick. And then I still like Antonio Gibson. He's young. He's developing. So we just don't have a good roster, okay? We just don't have a good roster. I'm not ready to get rid of this coaching staff at all. All right. Where are we at? Yeah, Thomas Rice is ready to get rid of Rivera. I'm not. Kane Jerry didn't even have to go for 2-point conversion. Should just have tied the ball game. No, I already explained why I disagree with that. Just to reiterate, if you're first time hadn't heard that, is Ron Rivera does not want extra injuries. So why go into overtime against the Giants? Okay, either you win the 2-point conversion and you win the game, or you lose and it's like, all right, it's time to develop. We don't need extra plays for this young team. Chris Sports Talk, we need to tank. Don't worry, we don't need to tank. We're just going to lose, okay? We're not going to try to... It's not about trying to lose, okay? We just can't win. Let's see. Thomas Rice, F this team, and our B's coach, Ron Rivera, is horrible. Jay Gruden would have called a better game. Yeah, it's a tough sentiment. I'm not ready to get rid of Rivera at all, though. F God, I can't stand that. I don't know who he's talking about, but he is all over the place. Sorry, hail to the Redskins. Chris, it shouldn't have had to come down to that. Hopkins made the kick. Dustin needs to go. Completely agree. I'm not on Dustin Hopkins' train at all. I said he would get one more miss, but that's a big miss. You can't miss. And then he's also missed a PAT but here. I don't like it, okay? I don't like what I'm seeing from Dustin Hopkins at all. Giants offense is not that good either. Yeah, I know. The Giants offense, especially their offensive line, is horrific. Their offensive line is worse than ours, and that's saying something. And we only got 1 sack on Daniel Jones today. 1 sack on Daniel Jones. You know what? I'm just curious. I'm looking this up right now. Can I look up, or you know what? How about I just do this? Let's just go to Giants game. Let's go to schedule. I'm just curious about this real quick. Let's go back to the Dallas game. Daniel Jones sacked twice for 11 yards against Dallas. Okay, that's not a lot. I'm just curious about the rest of their games. Rams. Yeah, 5 sacks against the Rams, 31 for a negative 31 yards. We got move screen on me. All right, we got San Francisco. San Francisco had only 2 for 14. And last one, I'll just check. Well, I'm curious what I know the Steelers destroyed them, so let's see what the Bears did. Bears had 4 sacks, 21 yards. Okay, not nearly enough sacks on this line, okay? Yeah, other teams only had 2, but we only had 1. And we're supposed to have one of the best defensive lines in the league. And we only had 1 freaking sack today. Not good. Not good at all. Not good. Okay. Where are we at? Giants offense not that bad. We certainly made them look like they're not that bad. Yeah, Dan Snyder stinks. We all know that. This team makes me depressed. We understand that sentiment. Trust me. Way to go for why go for that 2-point conversion. I hope I explained that. But at the end of the day, Giants won. Exactly. Just tie the game and send it to OT. No, do not tie it and send it to OT. We don't need extra plays. It's either beat the Giants in regulation or go home. A freaking sending OT against the freaking Giants is a loss. Don't go to OT against this Giants team. Just let Haskins play for the rest of the year, get his trade value up, and get Trey Lance. Let everyone that's good our team let everyone that's good on our team sit. Can't do that. Kyle Allen, but I liked what you said. Haskins play, definitely, I agree with that. Kyle Allen threw a stupid pick where Logan was wide open and could have gotten a first down easily. Kyle Allen needs to sit. He's trash. Yeah, he had another play where he ended up getting, it was at 4th and 4 after the punt. We held him on the 1-yard line, and then we took the yards. And that play, Terry McLaurin is screaming across the first down, wide open. I'm like, throw it, like he had it open. And he made some plays with his legs, but then he threw it downfield and somehow got it into Inman. That was huge. But I'm looking at it, I'm like, throw the ball. Terry's open for a first down. We need 4 yards. Get the ball to Terry. But he's kind of a weird gunslinger type player. Like, because right after the pick, we got the ball back. And this first play down, he throws a 29-yard pass to Logan Thomas. Like, he is not scared to turn the ball over and try to make some plays. Unfortunately, he's just not good enough when those come up. Cam Sims needs to get more PT as well. I mean, he made that great catch to score the touchdown. That was awesome to potentially tie the game. I liked that, but, I don't know. I'm not high on Cam Sims. He had a couple of nice plays in the preseason before, but he's a big body dude. He's 6'5". So if you use him more, I'm not going to be upset. I just hope he learns to catch instead of body catch, because that was my knock on him earlier. It looked like Allen had room to run on the 2-point conversion, but he hesitated and threw a dud. I agree. I saw that too. It seemed like he did have room to run to the outside. I thought that's what he was going to do, because he likes to run everywhere else. So why not run on that 2-point conversion? He runs all the time. Why this time he decides to hold up and try to throw? Get in there, try to freaking score the 2-point conversion. Make us feel a little bit better, even though I wasn't going to feel good, even if we won that game. To be honest, that was not a bad game. Kyle Allen did decent. Well, I saw dots out him. I don't know. What's up, Swirl Day Fib Gaming? I know you're a Saints fan, and I don't know if you watched the whole game, but I'm telling you right now, Kyle Allen did not play that well. Okay. Yeah, his stats say 280 yards. Good for him, but Kyle Allen was not the move, okay? He's not going to win you a bunch of games, all right? And he's not the answer. And it was pretty bad, okay? It was a pretty bad game. Basically, he scored touchdowns on the 2-point. Apparently, he's really good at the 2-minute offense. Maybe that's what we need to do. If we play him next week against Dallas, maybe that's what we need to do. We just play 2-minute offense the whole game, because he scored on the 2-minute offense at the half, and he scored in the 2-minute offense right there at the end of the game. So maybe just play hurry up, no huddle, 2-minute offense, kind of let him be a guy that makes a bunch of plays or something, like a bunch of impromptu plays and try to just get out there and make some noise. Okay, maybe that's what you have to do with him. But Kyle Allen is not enough right now, and I would like to go back to Dwayne, confirm that he is not the answer, so we know to draft a quarterback in next year's draft. Cole Holcomb, baller. He needs to get more playing time as well. I agree. I like Cole Holcomb. He's fast linebacker. He's got good speed. He's got good instincts. He had like over 100 tackles 3 years in a row for North Carolina, where he went to school, or UNC. Yeah. And yeah, so I agree. Cole Holcomb needs more. Defense needs to step up. No lie. Yeah, defense was not good enough today. Poor play calling from OC and bad decision by RR cost us the game. Yeah. Was it the play calling? I mean, I don't know about if it's the play calling or not. I would have to go. I'm gonna have to go back and watch to see if was the play calling really poor or not. I don't know. I think that Kyle Allen wasn't good enough today. I didn't really remember any drops today for Kyle Allen. I think he took too many sacks, which were his fault. I think he needs to get rid of the ball, and I think that we had no run game. We had no run game whatsoever. I mean, that's just tough. 14 people. Wow, Redskins fans were mad, but Kyle Allen had a good game. Yeah, hey, having some concurrent viewers, which is awesome. I hope people subscribe. I'll take this moment. We have 11 or 15 viewers, whatever. Subscribe to the channel. I do this every week. I also do it after every Sunday night game, every Monday night game, and every Thursday night game. Like to talk football, like to talk sports in general, but right now it's football season. That's what we're talking about. So feel free to join me on those days. And I also do a Tuesday night show, sometimes a Wednesday, depending on what's going on with this COVID. Because if there's a game on Tuesday, I'm going to push back Skins in the Game till Wednesday. But me and my dad do a Skins in the Game podcast talking Redskins, what went down on Sunday, and then also get us ready for the next week and join us for that. All right. Kyle Allen stares down open receiver and decided not to throw it some plays. Yeah, he did kind of do that a couple of times. I agree with you. That there was a couple of plays, like as I said, the fourth down, there's a wide open receiver. He decides not to throw it there. Like, there's sometimes that he did that in critical moments that I thought was really weird. And maybe it's not staring down the receivers. Maybe he's not looking at the receivers because he's looking at the pass rush. I noticed that last game when I looked back at the film, a lot of times when he starts scrambling, he's not looking downfield. He's looking down at the rush and trying to make plays, and he's not looking upfield until later, and that stinks. All right, let's see here. I know he misses people and he misses throws, but he clutched in the end. Yeah, as I said, I think he could run the 2-minute offense for us. Great, that'd be cool. Run the 2-minute offense the whole freaking game, because that's apparently all he's good at. Let's see. I know he misses people. Cam was in because Wright was out. Agreed, yep. Because Wright got hurt, like, literally the play before or something. Kyle Allen had room to run a lot of plays, but he's not really afraid to run a lot. I don't know, like, he will run. I don't know why he didn't run on that last play. I saw good plays and bad plays from Kyle Allen. He took some sacks. That was on him. Agreed. I agree. Never is it all bad in a game. If every single play is bad, you're not going to make it to the league, So there obviously was a couple of plays, like the Logan Thomas touchdown was a beautiful one. He dropped it right in, just how you're supposed to at the pylon. That's fantastic. He had one similar play with Antonio Gibson where there was a defender between Gibson and him, and he drops it in there like just a raindrop coming from the sky. It was great. I think he has some accuracy. I think he has some good moves in the pocket, like to avoid sacks and avoid pressure. So I don't think he is all bad, but he's not the answered quarterback for the future. So it's just not. I think I've seen enough where we don't need to continue this Kyle Allen train. We're out of the division. Let's go back to our first round pick, and we'll go from there. Should have never let Kyle go. Turner play calls are not good. Kevin O'Connell was a guy that Haskins asked for. That a lot of people really like Kevin O'Connell, and he could be a guy that we look back on and it's like, wow, we let another coach that's really good out of our building, and that would suck. I hope that's not the case. And I was okay with Kevin. I wasn't really sold on him personally, but, Dwayne Haskins liked him, and that was kind of important, to be honest, because that's who we want to try to develop. Cam Sims needs to sit and get more snaps, especially now that we're out of the division. We need to force feed Terry and get Gibson more ways to get the ball, split him out wide, and get Trey Lance and him. Okay, I'll take it. Cam Sims needs to get more snaps. I don't know. Cam Sims is not that good, okay? Don't let that last touchdown hype him up, all right? He's saying Cam Sims is not all that great, okay? He's big body. That's what he is. But we need to force feed Terry. I would love to get him the ball more, but force feed him. That's what got the interception, because that's who he was throwing to when he tried to get the ball into Terry's hands. Get Gibson more ways to get the ball and split him out wide. Yeah, I agree. Gibson needs to get the ball more. I'm sad that we haven't seen any really big plays out of him yet, because that's what he did in college. He had scored a touchdown like on every 7 plays or 6.5 plays. Like, yeah, I would love to see that. Gibson will be amazing. I still like Gibson a lot as well, and Terry. Yep. We didn't give Gibson the ball a lot. No, he had what did I say he had? He had 9 carries, but he only had 30 yards. What is that? Like 3.3 yards a carry or something. He didn't run that well today. Our offensive line didn't play that good. But one thing New York does have is a good rush defense. That is one thing that he is good at. So, or they are good at, I should say. So the fact that we didn't run the ball extremely well today is not really surprising because that's what New York is good at. They have Lawrence. They have crap. I freaking wrote this down before. Tomlinson and one more. I can't think of the other one's name. Leonard, I think. They're good run-stuffing defensive linemen, and they play a 3-4 defense, and all three of those are really, really good. And then they have that guy, their linebacker, who I'm drawing a blank on. What is his name? His name is Martinez. He had 14 tackles today. Okay, Martinez is a great middle linebacker. He's rated over 80 on Pro Football Focus right now. So their run defense is solid. Something we needed to do was attack the safeties and stuff today, and we definitely didn't do that nearly enough, in my opinion. Next season will be a good playoff team. We got the cap space to fill our holes, and we are going to have a high draft pick to get our QB. I hope so. I was saying that. I thought this season was going to be tough, and then I think next year we could be a legit team. So I agree, I agree with our cap space. We have a lot of cap space. I think it was like $70 million right now, and that's before it's $70 million. That's if we get rid of Alex Smith. We'll have $70 million. We have $55 million right now. So that's without getting rid of anybody else. So we have a lot of money at cap. Going to have some good draft capital. So hopefully we do something in the next offseason. We got to make a lot of splashes to change up this team. Until we get an O-line, our run game isn't going to be there. Agreed. Our O-line was not good enough. That's a fact. Spotify Gaming, trading bombs as Collins for a draft pick looking good now. Oh, my, bum. Okay, I gotcha. Bum Collins. Yeah, no. Collins out, like, was dusted by Daniel Jones. Dusted. Oh, my goodness. Daniel Jones made Collins look slow as heck. Not good. All right. Tank for Trevor. I don't know. Trevor's good, but I like Trey Lance. I like Trey, but we may end up with Trevor, and I don't know how good that is. I'm not completely sold on Trevor. Go Cowboys. Okay, you're banned for life. Just kidding. How's it going, Devin? Never met you before, but that is not good looks, okay? Not good looks, Devin. If that's your first chat. All right? Not good. Anthony Johns. Cam Sims is a practice guy. Yeah, I mean, you know, he's a fine backup, big body guy, but Cam Sims is whatever. Cam Sims is good. He just needs a shot. I don't know, Chris. I don't know. I want to see Gibson out wide in the slot more. I'm cool with that. Gibson can get the ball in all sorts of ways. He's 6 foot, 220 something pounds, so he's got a big body frame. He can run. He can catch. Like he could do everything. So seeing him out wide is not a bad thing at all. Missing Kelvin Harmon, that hurts. I like Kelvin Harmon too, and it's really stunk to see. I always get confused because EJ Manuel and him both got hurt. One got hurt on the knee, and one got hurt in the Achilles, and I don't remember which one is he now off the top of my head. But whichever one it is, hopefully he can come back. But Achilles sucks, so I hope he wasn't the Achilles. I think he was the ACL though. So, and people come back from ACLs all the time. So I hope that he does come back because I do like Kelvin Harmon, a 6th round pick from last year's draft, like 2 drafts ago, and he seemed to be pretty good. We got pressure on Jones, just couldn't get sacks. I understand that sentiment. We did get some pressure, but only 1 sack for 4 yards against this D-line or O-line. I mean, come on, man. We got to get more sacks than that, and we got to make him make more mistakes. He did throw that interception, which should not have been an interception, but he did throw that 1 interception. But I think you can get Daniel Jones to make more mistakes than what he did, and we just didn't do it. Kelvin Hormones, I guess that's a weird autocorrect. I don't know what you're typing out, but is Kelvin Harmon is a solid third option that could give you 500 to 600 yards receiving play and 6 TDs guy. Yeah, honestly I think he can be better than that. I think he's like 6'2". Like Kelvin Harmon can be a legit receiver in this league, especially a number 2 behind Terry McLaurin, in my opinion. I believe we would have the three most in the league. The 3rd most in the league? Oh, sacks? I think you're talking about. I'm sorry, Anthony. I don't know exactly what you're talking about. Alex Smith should start week 7. Alex Smith, I don't think he's healthy enough, dude. Like, I don't know. Like, he looked really rattled and not really good last week against the Rams. I mean, inaccurate balls all over the place, not really knowing where to go with the football. Like, he looked lost out there. And I would like to go back to Dwayne Haskins because we're not trying to win anymore. We're 1-5, and we just lost to the 0-5 Giants. Are you still trying to win the division? Are you? Like, are we really? I guess it depends on what Dallas does, but if Dallas wins, they're 3-3. We're sitting at 2 games behind Dallas. Let's see here. To be honest, Skins fans, y'all not tanking more than the Jets. Yeah, the Jets. Somehow the Jets are worse than us. Let's all take solace in somehow the Jets being worse than us. Okay, let's all just take that in a little bit. Okay, we're not worse than the Jets. That's such a low bar to set. Such a low bar, but we're not worse than the Jets. Let's see. To be honest, Kyle Allen should be third string after today. Agreed. He's not good enough. Yeah, Calvin was the ACL. Okay, cool. I didn't realize, Anthony Johnson, I didn't really like the refs today. I mean, I don't know. The refs didn't do anything egregious to me. I mean, I think that they actually helped us with that interception. I don't know what they were looking at. That was not an interception. His elbow clearly landed on the white. Don't know what they saw there. Smith should be showcased for a trade. Maybe? But if we showcase what he showed last week, we ain't getting no trade. But, that's not the worst idea, Rob. That's not the worst. If somehow we can get Smith looking good enough where somebody wants to trade for him, that would be a plus, but I just don't know if he's got it anymore. And I don't think anybody's going to want to trade for next year he'll be 37 years old, coming off a horrific injury, and he's worth over $20 million in cap. Nobody's giving up cap for that, or capital, like nobody's doing that. Cap space, I meant. The third most cap space, Anthony. Oh, I got you. Yeah. We have a lot of cap space. We will get a big-time receiver in free agency and a good tight end. Everything else will come in the draft. We need to do something on our O-line. Bad, in my opinion. Unless if Sadiq Charles, who unfortunately got hurt on the second play of the game. Come on, man. Unless he can be our left guard, then we need a left tackle bad. Awesomeness Sports. How's it going? Welcome to the channel. Have never seen you before. I'm tired of losing games. I want to win. We all understand that sentiment. We all understand that sentiment. And I am 100% with you. We want to win games. And unfortunately, it ain't going to be this year. We're not beating Dallas today. It was pivotal. We needed to win this. Agreed. We needed to win this. And maybe if we can somehow beat the Cowboys next week, and then we're sitting at 3-4. And who knows what could happen after that. We have an interesting schedule where we could potentially have won maybe 8-9 games. But showing what we showed today, we're not good enough to win 8-9 games. Like, this is not good at all. Not good whatsoever. We're not beating Dallas today. It was pivotal. All right. Chris, call Bears for Allen Robinson. Give them Landon Collins and Haskins, please. I would jump for joy if that was the case. That team has no receivers. Talking about us, our receivers are not good enough. I think we have some interesting young talent, but they're not good enough. No, we need to up Haskins' trade value. He's younger and has promise with someone else, not just not us. Yeah, exactly. Maybe we could get some Haskins to show something. We can get a team that thinks, hey, Washington just stinks, okay? They put nothing around him. He's not good enough. Or they're not good enough, and Haskins actually does have talent, and if we put the right things around him, we can make something out of him, and so let's go trade a third-round pick for him. Come on, let's make the trade. Exactly. If we can get some value out of Haskins and then go get one of our quarterbacks coming out of next year's draft, there's some potential there. So I agree with you. I like that. Chris, no, you mean 2-5. No, I meant 3-4 if we won today, because I think if we could then potentially beat the Cowboys, I meant 3-4. But yeah, now if we beat the Cowboys, we'll only be 2-5. But I'm talking about if we won today and then we beat the Cowboys, we could be 3-4. Chris, no, we need to. No, sorry. Yeah, we will spend money on our O-line too. I just mentioning the receiver and tight end. Agreed. Okay, we're on the same page then. Travie, Giants. I mean, you know, Slayton did play today, and Slayton's actually an interesting receiver. But no, the outside of Slayton, without Sterling Shepard, they have what? Golden Tate. That might be the only other Giants receiver I can name. Yeah, it's not good for the Giants receiving core. Agreed. Anthony Johnson, Haskins has potential, just needs to get better. Yep, I can agree. He's got a big arm, and he's not as slow as we thought he was going to be after that 40-yard dash. And he is an interesting prospect. I am not the biggest fan of Haskins. I wasn't the biggest fan of Haskins when we drafted him, but he has something there. I think he was drafted too early in the draft. You know, if we would have drafted him as a third-round pick, which is probably where he should have been, minus his stats, because his stats were through the roof, right? 4,800 yards, 50 touchdowns, 12 interceptions, big, strong arm. People were like, oh, he's easily a top 5 pick with all that stuff. But he had Terry McLaurin, Paris Campbell, and one other receiver, all that was drafted the next year, who all ran sub 4.4 40s. Like, one of the best things I can go to is the game against Michigan, where they do a 96-yard drive to win the game, and you think, oh, like, just hearing that, like, oh, man, that's awesome. Haskins, you know, Tom Brady-like, or Peyton Manning-like, or I just combined all sorts of quarterbacks. Joe Montana, or Dan Marino, like, that was a drive like there's drives. Like, that's awesome. Then you go back and watch it, it was 3 screen passes. 3 screen passes. I could have thrown all 3 of those screen passes. All of them were under 5 yards, and Terry McLaurin and Paris Campbell just took the ball for 3 plays, 96 yards. It's like he had so many weapons around him, and that's why he has 50 touchdowns and 4,800 yards. So I wasn't the biggest fan of him, but he does have some potential. I think he should have been a later round pick, personally. Okay. Spoiled AFib Gaming. Man, that contract y'all give Collins is the biggest eye look in your division. It's bad. It sucks. Haskins has no potential. Troll. It like beating a dead horse saying he has potential. BBN potential? I don't know what that means. Brightside, Eagles got washed today. Yeah, the division still stinks. But no, Haskins does have something. Come on, man. He has a big arm. You know, he's not the worst QB to ever play the game. Like, he has something there that potentially could be grown. He's not great. I don't think he's one of the best in the league by any stretch. He's not going to be your Pat Mahomes. He's not going to be your Russell Wilsons. He's not going to be your Aaron Rodgers or anything like that. He's not going to be those kind of guys. But he could win in this league if you have a good team. Like, if he went to Dallas right now, they could win. Because Dallas has a great offense. I should say he could play well because their defense is so bad that's a struggle. But that's a separate conversation. I'm just talking about if he went to Dallas, Dwayne Haskins would look really good in Dallas with Amari Cooper, CeeDee Lamb, Michael Gallup, Schultz as your tight end. You have Zeke Elliott, a top 5 offensive line, and Tony Pollard as your backup running back. You put that kind of team around Dwayne Haskins is going to be a fine quarterback for you. Okay, he's going to be good. You know, he's going to be a better than average quarterback because of what you have around him. So he does have some potential. Okay. Yeah, Anthony Johnson, you're smoking crack by saying he doesn't have potential. Travi, I'm a Giants fan. Kerrigan is a damn beast. Kerrigan is a monster. And what's nice about Kerrigan this year is we don't have to play him as often because we have so much depth at the D-line, which then keeps him fresh, which then he's able to make more plays because he's not on the field, 40, 50 times a game. He's on the field maybe 25, 30 times a game, and he can even make more of an impact on the game because when he's 100% fresh and ready to go and ready to make a play. So that's nice. But thanks for coming to the channel, Travi. Hopefully I get a sub for me. That's great. I'm glad to have Giants fans here. All 4 sorts of fans. We talk about more than just the Skins here on this channel. So welcome to the channel. Haskins throwing balls in the dirt is potential. Okay, I know he's inaccurate. I know he has inaccuracies, okay? I don't think that he's an accurate quarterback to date. I agree, but it's a lot of footwork problems. His footwork has been crushed by every single analyst in the world right now. His footwork is bad, which causes bad inaccuracies. So if you fix your footwork some, that accuracy can get a little bit better, and then maybe we could see something out of him. All right. We have a top 5 receiver in Terry. Chris, okay. We all love Terry. We know Terry's good, but we don't have a top 5 receiver, okay? Just off the top of my head. You have Julio, Devontae Adams, DeAndre Hopkins. I don't know. Where else do you want to go with this? Because there's probably so many more. I mean, DK Metcalf is probably potentially better than him. I'm sure I can name more. I'm trying to think. I mean, I like Kenny Galladay a lot. I mean, I like there's probably so many more. I'm just not. Michael Thomas, I don't think I mentioned. I don't know. Like, there's a lot of receivers out there. But Terry's good, but we don't need to oversize it, okay? Terry, not to mention, he's still been a top receiver with multiple different QBs. He's a star. He just needs a lot of help. If he gets help, Terry would be the top receiver, top 2. I love your confidence, Chris. I love it. I love the confidence. We need to take some attention off him. He gets a lot of attention. Yes, he does. He does. From teams because they know he's all we got. Correct. He is our best player. There's no doubt about it. I was here earlier. How do you feel about the last call? Did you agree with Ron going for it? Yes, Travi. I liked the fact that he went for it because he's talked about this prior, which is why he's not called timeouts in the past and stuff like that. What he has right now is he's building a team. We all know that he's building a team. So he doesn't want to have extra plays to potentially get these young players hurt for no real reason, right? So maybe if this is in the playoffs and you're just trying to, let's fight for another down, let's kick the PAT, go into overtime and see what we got, right? We have momentum, let's see what we can have there. But this is at the time, a 1-4 team against an 0-5 team. Don't send it into overtime against this Giants team. There's no reason to. Either take the win, which is what you wanted, or go home knowing, hey, we didn't play well enough to win today. We're back in rebuild. We're not trying to win this dumb division anymore. Let's try and just live for another day and not take unnecessary hits and an unnecessary injury. So I did not mind going for 2 at all in his situation, in the situation we are today. Now, if this is go for 2 and it's the NFC Championship going to the Super Bowl and you're playing a tough game and you've looked good and the offense has struggled today, not been your strong spot, would I be okay with him going for it then? Absolutely not. No. Send it back. Send it into overtime. See if you can get lucky and get the ball first. Maybe you score another touchdown, but not how this situation panned out. I was okay with him going for it. Rivera is a great head coach. He just doesn't have his QB, which he will get next year, and he doesn't know what he has in his receivers outside of Terry. I agree. I think Ron is a good coach. Maybe Haskins to San Francisco. If we can somehow get him out of here, I'm not upset about it, okay? And especially if we can get some draft capital out of him. If we can get something out of him, that's awesome. Especially since I want to draft Trey Lance. How many touchdowns Haskins have this year? 5? 6? 5? I think he had 5. I want to say 5. I think. 4. He had 4 touchdowns this year. Rivera doesn't know. Sorry, got some stuff in my ear. Rivera doesn't know what he has outside of Terry Gibson and Brandon Sheriff on offense. Then you look at defense. We have our D-line, Cameron Curl and Kendall Fuller. That's all we have. I know you love Cameron Curl. Kendall Fuller's fine. I like him as a corner, and then our D-line is fantastic. But yeah, we're in a rough spot. DK Metcalf is not better than Terry. I mean, okay. What is DK Metcalf? A 6'4" receiver running a sub 4.4? big body and can make a lot of plays. I mean, okay, I love Terry more as much as the next guy. Okay, I love Terry as much as the next guy, but DK Metcalf has a lot of talent and bigger body. So hey, Haskins is a work in progress. He will be a serviceable QB. Daniel Jones, I feel like he has potential too, but those boneheaded plays through just kill it for me. I can't stand it. You're def getting a sub from me though. I like what you do, bro. Thanks, Travi. I appreciate you subbing to the channel. But so yeah, Daniel Jones, as I said, the Redskins fans like to talk about how bad our offensive line is. According to Pro Football Focus, your offensive line is even worse. So he's having an even worse year. Then he lost Sterling Shepard. Darius Slayton is banged up. He does still have Evan Ingram, but he has had some drop passes this year. So, man, all the excuses that you could put for Dwayne Haskins, like, multiply that by 50% for Daniel Jones, okay? Daniel Jones has even worse offense than we do. And then he also has Jason Garrett calling plays. You complaining about freaking Scott Turner? We're talking about Jason Garrett. Come on, man. They need to work out new kicker this week. Can I like favorite a comment? I can only remove and report it. No, I want to report it for greatness. I mean, I love this comment. Comment of the day. They need to work out a new kicker this week, Anthony Johnson says. Comment of the day. King Keith, welcome to the channel. I have not seen you before. Welcome. How do you feel about the play calling on defense? How do I feel about the play calling on defense? So far this year, how do I feel about the play calling on defense? I mean, I'm not. It's not like they haven't shown anything to me that's like, oh, that he's a fantastic play caller in Jack Del Rio. I know he has history as a play caller, that he's a fantastic play caller. But this year, I mean, it's so hard to judge the play calling because, like, our defense just stinks as far as the talent. Like, our linebackers are hot garbage. Like, our safety play is somehow even worse than our linebackers with Troy Apke. Like, I mean, do I hate the play calling? I mean, I know that the offensive play calling from the Rams last week beat our defensive play calling. They were really, like, they had the right play calls against the right defenses for us. So the play calling, I guess, hasn't been good. I'm not going to sit here and act like, oh, he's been calling fantastic defensive plays. But I am okay with the history of Jack Del Rio and how good he can call a defense, as far as he's had top two defenses on two different teams. So, and Jacksonville's defense when he was there was not even that bad either. So I'm okay with Jack Del Rio as a defensive coordinator, and I don't judge why our defense is playing poorly based on defensive play calls right now. So I don't have a strong opinion one way or other than to say I know that he knows defense and he knows how to play. So, or he knows how to call. Let's see here. Chris Sportsock. DK Metcalf has Russell Wilson. Notice this, Tim. Every receiver you mentioned has a top QB. Terry doesn't. He had multiple QBs and still will get 1,000+ yards receiving. Imagine if he had a top QB. Hey, look, as I said, I love my boy Scary Terry, and your point that you said earlier was still valid. Okay? Other than the fact that I think you're sizing Terry up a little bit, okay? He's a great route runner. He's got speed. He's got good hands. He's got everything you want. And that was your overall theme of what you were trying to say. And I agree with that. I'm just saying a top receiver in the league, like a top 5 receiver in this league. I mean, come on. Top 10. I could probably give you top 10. You know, he's right around there. Top 10 probably, okay? Like, there's other receivers that have a little bit more size than him, have just as much speed, can catch the ball just as well, that Terry doesn't have as much size as these other guys at 6 foot that makes you say, okay, he's a top tier receiver, like a number 1 receiver. But he is a number 1, but I'm talking about like the top receiver in the league. So that is what I'm talking about when I'm talking about let's just relax it a little bit. I just want you to come down. You know, you're out of a scale of 1 to 10, you're at like a 20, and I just want you to come back down to, you know, like a 16 or something like that. You know, something like that. Let's see here. The Packers will probably fall in playoffs. It's been proved too many times. The Packers are a fantastic team right now, though. So they probably will fall in the playoffs because I think the Seahawks are a really, really good team. I think they're going to come out of the NFC this year, but the Packers are a good team. Our defensive line severely underperformed today. Our defensive line didn't get enough pressure. Well, we already talked about, they did get some pressure on Daniel Jones. They didn't get enough sacks. That's a fact. But they actually didn't do that poorly in the run game today. It's our defensive line is not the problem whatsoever. It's our linebackers. Our linebackers are horrible. And then on top of that, our safety play has been horrific as well. Spoiler for gaming. Well, it was bad and good because it held the Giants to 20 points, but when it comes to clutch stops, 50-50. Well, see, the thing is that they scored 20 points, but that was with a fumble recovery for a touchdown. They only scored 13 on the day, okay? They only scored 13. So our defense actually didn't play all that poorly today, but they didn't do enough to win the game either, especially since our offense is not good. We need another receiver that can pose a threat like Terry. Love it. I like AGG and Wright, but I'm not scared of them as much as Sims than I am with Terry. Yeah, no, Terry is our number one, and we're not going to get another guy that is as scary as Terry. Scary Terry. But AGG is interesting. He's a big body guy, can catch the ball like crazy. So he had a nice block today, but he didn't do much in the pass game. Isaiah Wright has some wiggle to him. I like Isaiah Wright. He didn't come back to the ball on that one play that ends up getting knocked down by I forget the Giants defender now, but he didn't come back to the ball enough to get that play. But yeah, so it's tough. Awesomeness Sports. Offense weapons. I don't know what you mean by that. Offense weapons. Are you trying to say offense needs weapons? Agreed. I think that play should have been PI. I agree. Exactly. I know exactly. Yeah, the play that I was talking about with Isaiah Wright, the dude did get there early. I'm not crazy. I agree, Anthony. Yes, he was there early on that play, but unfortunately it was a bang-bang, and they didn't see it, and they couldn't call it. But they called an earlier one on Kendall Fuller, which basically a very similar situation. Both were going for the ball, but they fought through the receivers to get there, and they got there early, but I guess Kendall Fuller was a little bit earlier than the defender on that play was. I agree. I think it should have been a PI as well. Once we get Trey Lance, we will be all right with our defense. Our defense will come together. For me, Jack Del Rio's play calling is bad. Landon needs to go. It's that simple. Either that or be benched and needs to get pay cut. Yeah, I mean, to make him one of the highest paid safeties in the league is not good. I don't agree with that sentiment at all. So, once we get Trey Lance, we will be all right. I mean, we still need to. We have a lot of holes to fix in this upcoming free agency, upcoming draft, and we have the capital to make them. So the Kyle Smith, our lead scout, he needs to get in there, make good decisions on draft day, and also Kyle Smith and Doug Williams need to pick up some free agents to get this team right. We have the cap, we have the money, we have the draft capital. We're going to have a high draft pick. Go get Trey Lance. Go get some offensive linemen. Go get another receiver. Go get a tight end. Tight end's critical right now. That's a huge part of our offense's problems. Definitely need a left tackle. Definitely need defensive linebacker help. We need to get better linebackers in this house. A big part of Ron Rivera's defense was Luke Kuechly. I always get confused. Is it Lou Kuechly or Luke Kuechly? Whatever. That guy, he was a monster in the middle linebacker for the Rivera's Carolina defense. We need one of those, and we just need help. And then we also need a safety. Our safety is absolutely abysmal. Our free safety play. So that's where we're at. How do you get outran by a QB? I know! Daniel Jones dusted him. Made him look like me out there, man. At 5'10", 280 pounds, trying to chase down Daniel Jones. That's what freaking Landon Collins looked like, man. He looked slow. The first play of the game, Landon got burnt. Shaking my head, just terrible. Man, that makes no sense. Yeah, I don't remember the first play of the game now. But, yep. Y'all need some offensive linemen, a real tight end, another receiver, another safety, another cornerback, and linebackers that can cover. We have enough run-stuffing linebackers. Yeah, we need freaking linebacker bad. But yeah, we need basically all of that. Our corners, I'm still not going to say that they're terrible yet. But yeah, the linebackers and safety play has been absolutely abysmal. Then he takes a horrible angle on the RB. He fakes like he's blitzing, then gets beat to the sideline. Just dumb. Yeah. Collins. Ignore that mistype. Cool. Will do. Flawless. Hey, how's it going, Flaws? Or is it Flaws or Flawless without an S? I don't know, but welcome to the channel. I have not seen you before, so welcome. Giants fan here. Gotta move Collins to linebacker. He ain't a safety. That's what Chris has been calling that for a long time on this channel already. Ever since week 1, basically, he has been saying Landon Collins the linebacker, and a lot of times he's in the box as a linebacker. But yeah, he's trouble. But welcome to the channel. Hope to get a sub. I do more than just talk Redskins. That's who I am. I'm a Redskins fan. But we go live every Sunday night, every Monday night, and every Thursday night, talking about whatever the night game is of that day. So, hey, sub to the channel, get notifications, turn that bell on, and join us when we're talking about other teams as well. But welcome to the channel, Flawless as a Giants fan. Anthony Johnson, I understand getting shocked by Kyle Murray, but Jones... Jones outran the crap out of him. It was bad. When they went play action and Daniel Jones rolled right and completed it to Evan Ingram for like a 20 yards. Oh, the very first drive. Yeah, it's 21-yard play or whatever, 23-yard play. I know exactly the play now. Okay. Yeah, that killed us on play action. Yeah, I remember that. That was bad. That was bad. Yep, I do remember the exact play now. And then the very next play, Devontae Freeman freaking crossed us up, making us look like fools. If Collins was in college now, they would have been moved to linebacker. That's probably true, to be honest. I'm curious if that Khaleke Hudson, our draft pick, maybe he could play strong safety for us. You see Giants playing musical chairs with left tackle. That shit hurt me. I don't know why Judge did that. I know Andrew Thomas would come in and the backup would come in. Andrew Thomas, I mean, I didn't know that you guys are having such a big problem. I know his rating on PFF was bad, but that stinks to draft a guy number 4 overall at left tackle, and he's not a consistent starter. I mean, left tackles usually, they need to be able to be plugged and played right out the gate. So I'm really sorry that Andrew Thomas is not seeming to be the guy for y'all. Yep, gotta chalk it up to as an L for Landon Collins. The signs were there before you signed him, that he was in decline that when he played for us. Oh, Thomas is trash. I know that sucks that Thomas is trash, but I know Collins, they were talking about when we signed him, I don't know, he was on the decline. I mean, he's still young, 25 or 26 years old when he signed him. So he's not on the decline. I mean, I guess he's on the decline now, but like, it's not that he was on the decline, that was the signs or whatever, but it was that he is not a cover guy. He's not a guy that's going to beat a bunch of dudes in pass coverage, but he was in the box safety, a good run blocker, a good screen stuffer or whatever, and he's just not been good enough on that. Man, oh man, this team is terrible. I hate Scott Turner. We went Wildcat and tried some trick plays and got penalties on all of them. Oh my God, I'm glad you brought that up. I forgot this quote by the... I told my wife and she started laughing and she didn't even know football. It was just hilarious. So we had a play where I don't even know what the heck it was. It was like a play action, Isaiah Wright on the end around, but then Kyle Allen didn't even look like he was going to hand it to Wright, but then he like turned around and then he tried to throw it to Gibson and it was a horrible throw. It was way out here. He ends up dropping it, and then we get a penalty for an illegal player downfield. And they were talking about the penalty, and I think it was Mark Schlereth that said, should have been called for a penalty for a bad play. More of a party foul than a penalty. More of a party foul than a penalty. Just a terrible looking play, terrible design. Yeah, it was not a good look. Oh man, that's hilarious. They don't help him. No chipping the pass rusher. He's just left out there to sink or swim. Talking about Thomas. I mean, a number 4 overall pick should be able to go one-on-one with the defensive end. I mean, that's what you do, right? I mean, a left tackle. Hey, I'm a big dude, long arms, 6'4", 6'5", like 310, 320 pounds. I'm an anchor. I got some move to me. I can knock you around. I'm supposed to be able to go one-on-one with the defensive end if I'm a number 4 pick overall. I mean, you shouldn't need to chip for your left tackle. I mean, come on. Maybe your right tackle, but your left tackle, your blind side of your quarterback, that's got to be a guy, especially at number 4 overall. Come on, man. You shouldn't. Well, I need chips from the tight end every play. No, you need to be able to freaking block the dude in front of him. Come on. Landon had a great year when we signed him. Yeah, he was good for the Giants that year. He had one good year at Chris Sports Talk. Chase Young was kind of quiet this game. He has been dominant. I haven't watched many Skins. Has he been dominant? I haven't watched many Skins games. He hasn't. I wouldn't say he's been dominant yet. He's a young guy. He's still going to be developing some. But the thing is like, right now, our back end is so bad. A lot of times we don't even have time to get to the quarterback, right? Like, literally, they're getting rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds, or sometimes even shorter than that, because immediately our linebackers are beat by the tight end. Like, we have such bad linebacker play and safety play, and even a little bit of corner play, that within 2.5 seconds, Daniel Jones or whoever the quarterback is we're playing is able to get rid of the ball that quick, where our defensive line is now not a factor. So that's the big problem right now with our defensive line. Wish we didn't draft Haskins and just use that 15 pick to get Sweat, then get DK in the second round to pair with Terry. Then we would have had our second round pick from the past draft. Yeah. We've wasted so many second round picks. You know what's funny? I remember that night we drafted, I made the joke. I was like, you know what? I'm not even mad we got rid of our second round picks, 2 second round picks for that first round, because our second round picks have been awful. Like, we have got to be one of the worst teams in the second round in the last decade. I mean, just Sua Cravens, Ryan Anderson, Darius Geis. Oh man, I could probably go on. I'm trying to think. Hold on. Our second rounds have been. We haven't hit on a second round player in forever. Like, I'm trying to think. Who was our second round a few years? Like, I mean, our second round has been absolutely horrible. Who did we get in the second round when we drafted Payne? That was Darius. Geis. Yeah, I mean, our second rounds are so bad. But, yeah, that's hurt us a lot. But, yeah, no, I wish we didn't draft him number 15 overall either. I didn't want to. I was so adamant. Please do not. Cooley, who is one of the best analysts, I believe, when it comes to player evaluation or coach evaluation, whatever, he was telling us he's not worth a first-round pick. There was a lot of people saying that he was not a first-round pick. A lot of people saying he was a first-round pick. But I didn't want to draft him as a first-round pick. If we would have drafted him as maybe a third-round pick, I wouldn't be as upset about it, because it's like, all right, we're taking a chance on a quarterback. We need a quarterback, fine. But, no, I wish that we went and got Sweat. I agree. I loved Sweat coming out, and I think he's played really well so far, especially this year. And then, anybody in the second round that we would have got is better than Dwayne, so, which I guess maybe I shouldn't say that because our second-round pick's been so bad. We wasn't going to get Sweat that high? Yeah, we would have. We got him later than 15. What do you mean? He's a rookie, and he had to block Bud Dupree, Khalil Mack, DeMarcus Lawrence, and Sweat. Shit, that's tough. Murders row. I mean, that's probably that's fair. Okay, I mean, that's a tough road. But you're the number 4 overall pick, and left tackle, high grade coming out of the draft. A lot of people like Andrew Thomas coming up from Georgia. Come on, man. I mean, yeah, you can have some play, but you got to be able to freaking block. And that's tough. So, but I agree that's a heck of a freaking lineup that he had to play. So I agree with that. Chase was the reason Jones threw a pick. Same as last week. You forget he is getting chipped by a tight end or running back just double teamed. That's fair. I do remember the play. Yep. He did. He was a reason that Daniel Jones threw that pick, which I didn't think should be a pick, but you're right. He was in his face. I don't think Chase has played bad. I just think that our line has not looked good enough because of our situation as far as the linebackers and safety that they're just not covering anybody, and then they only have to hold the ball for 2.5 seconds. Yeah, Chase is good. I love that we got Chase. Chase is a good defensive end. I'm not hating on Chase whatsoever. Chase makes a lot of plays in the run game. He's been great for thus far. He's been just fine. Yeah, no, Chase has been good. I love Chase. And who else I love is Daron Payne. Talk about run game. Daron Payne is all over the running back. A lot of tackles for loss for Daron Payne today. I like that. Most plays he's double teamed. Exactly, Anthony. Yep. Anthony Johnson. Now Eagles took that place with the worst second-round pick for drafting Hurts. Yeah, I didn't like that pick either. I mean, he's an interesting guy. He could be like a Taysom Hill guy, but he's not. I don't think he's going to be a great quarterback, Jalen Hurts, personally. When healthiest, Darius Geis is a great back. I like Darius Geis as a running back. I agree. But he was like never healthy for us. And then all of a sudden, he's a freaking wife beater. He doesn't have a wife. But you know what I'm trying to tell you. Like, you know, and now he's gone. He's a bad second-round pick. Bad. Okay? Bad second-round pick. It's a fact. Just like I don't think Sua Cravens was a bad safety linebacker combo. I don't think Sua Cravens was a bad player. He's not on the team after 1 year. Bad pick. Anthony Johnson, they need to hire Cooley to be our scout team for the draft. I would love that. I love Cooley. Please hire Cooley before somebody else does. Cooley knows what he's talking about when it comes to football. I would love to have Cooley as a GM or, you know, like a player personnel guy. He's great. I would rather have Drew Lock. 100% agree. I love Drew Lock coming out of the draft from Missouri. I wanted him bad. I was hoping that I would be more okay if we drafted him at number 15. I think Drew Lock talk about a strong arm. Drew Lock has a fantastic arm. And I like that he played in Missouri, which was a tougher situation to play in. So you got a better look at what he was doing rather than Dwayne Haskins just being the best team on the field usually. Let's see. And Chase is making Sweat look so much better. Yeah, well, Sweat, I mean, yeah, obviously the more players you have on the defensive line, the easier it is for the rest of the defensive linemen. But I also think Sweat was a rookie. He was a rookie last year, and he looked more stiff last year when he was playing, and he wasn't quite as fluid in his pass rush yet. But I think this year of development also helped him as a pass rusher. So, you know, obviously, yes, Chase Young helps, but I don't think it was necessarily that Sweat was bad before he got here. I don't know. I think you understand what I'm trying to say. Jonathan Allen has been disappointing me. I mean, I think we're kind of playing him out of position. He's not really a defensive tackle. When we got him, he was a defensive end, and we're playing him in the interior. You know, he tried to gain a little bit of weight, but yeah, I mean, Jonathan Allen's a defensive end, and we're playing him as a 3-tech or whatever. So, yeah, we're kind of playing him out of position, but I still like him. I think he's fine for our defensive line. Jones get all this blame for Giants' bad offense, but this dude, Garrett, has big dog crap scheme. Yeah, freaking Garrett. That was a bonkers hire. Obviously, not Aaron Judge. That's the baseball player. What's his name? Joe Judge. Joe Judge was a wild hire, but then he hired Jason Garrett, and you're like, holy moly. I like Geis, but off-field issues is when I draw the line with him. Yep, exactly. Agreed with that. Chris, hire Santana for receivers coach? I mean, okay. I don't know. Is Santana, I don't listen to Santana much off the field, so but he was a good receiver for us. I loved him as a receiver. So yeah, if he can help our receivers, that'd be awesome. Drew Lock can scramble too. Yeah, I think he ran a 4.7 40-yard dash, which is not blazing, but it's a lot faster than Haskins. So yeah, no, I agree. Drew Lock has a little bit of a movement to him. I like Drew Lock. I understand. I always like the Sweat pick. Yeah, exactly. I loved the Sweat pick. I mean, he was in some mock drafts drafted in the top 5. They had the Giants drafting him that year instead of Jones at number 6. Montez Sweat was a freaking is a monster. Was he 280, 290 pounds running a 4.4 40-yard dash? Yeah, he's legit. Haskins, a.k.a. Trashkins. Honestly, Jason Garrett and Joe Judge aren't the problem. Jason called a good game. The problem is the lack of receivers and bad O-line. I agree as far as it's impossible to judge the coaching staff with how bad the team has been. And, injuries, no Saquon Barkley, no Sterling Shepard, Darius Slayton's banged up. So I agree that it's hard to judge those people. I just know that in the past, Joe Judge was a weird play, especially when you have Eric Bieniemy from Kansas City out there potentially. there's other guys out there, and you hired Joe Judge. Like, what was he? Some weird, like, was he a receivers coach or a tight ends coach? And then he used to be a special teams coach thing. I don't know. Like, it was just a weird hire to me. Like, I don't know why they did that. LOL, if he plays again, it'll be Pick City probably. Talking about Trashkins? Haskins? Maybe. I mean, that's fine. I hope he works out. Please. I didn't want him. I didn't want to draft him. I didn't think that he was good. I didn't think he was good enough to play. I think he has a big arm. I don't like Haskins as far as a player. But oh my God, would I freaking love to eat my words on that and have him be a freaking MVP. You know, Super Bowl MVP or something one day. Will he be, you know, make him a top 5 quarterback in this league? I've said in order for him to be good, I think he needs to be like Big Ben Roethlisberger, right? He's got a big frame. He's 6'5", like 250 pounds or something. He lost weight, which actually I think kind of hurts him because I think that if Dwayne Haskins was going to be good, Big Ben is a big arm dude. But what is Big Ben known for? Not getting sacked very often, right? Letting people slide off of him, buying a little time, finding Hines Ward, right? Just buy a little time. Be big, stocky dude that you're not going to run around everywhere, but it's going to be hard to bring me down, and I'm going to be on my feet, and I'm going to make a throw, and I'm going to have a big, strong arm to do it. He lost some weight, and now he's not looking like a Big Ben, and I think that that's what his comp. That's what he was supposed to be in this league, and I wish that that's what we tried to develop him into, was a Big Ben-style player. Instead of, he tries to lose weight, and he wants to be, you know, like a Daniel Jones. He wants to be like, I don't know, like a more mobile quarterback and a more elusive quarterback, blah, blah, blah. It's like, no, know what you're good at. You have a big, strong arm. You're a pocket passer, and you need to be big and stocky to make it hard to bring you down. And I think that that's what we went wrong with Haskins. And I think that's where Haskins is wrong in his mindset. Look to Big Ben as your comp. That's me. Okay. I don't think he wanted Garrett. I think Mara wanted Garrett. Judge hired dudes he knew, and he never worked with or for Garrett. Interesting. I have no idea. That's a fair take. I have no clue. Giants literally has no talent outside of Saquon, and we still lost to them. Well, they didn't have Saquon today, but that's not fair. I think Darius Slayton has some talent, and I like Sterling Shepard. Okay, and I like Evan Ingram. Okay, but their offensive line's bad. He was a special teams and wide receiver coach. Yeah, that's what I thought he was. I think I said tight end too, but I knew he was some off weird coach from that. I don't know why they hired. That was weird to me. So you think we should have went for Cap or Teddy Bridgewater back in 2016 instead of franchise tagging Kirk? Interesting. I didn't like franchising Kirk, so that's a fact. Now, what would I have rather have done? Teddy Bridgewater would have been interesting. I mean, I've said this before on this channel, and I'll say it again. I don't think Cap wants to play in the NFL again. I think he makes a whole ton of money as a martyr for his cause or the cause, whatever. Like, I don't, you know, everybody's like, sign Cap, sign Cap. Cap is not an option, okay? And Cap also was 1-11 in his last 12 starts, okay? 1-11. So, yes, he took his team to the Super Bowl. Yes, he can run. He has a fine arm, but he's not the savior that a lot of people think he would be on this team, and I don't think he will ever play. So, hey. But Teddy Bridgewater is interesting. I liked Teddy Bridgewater when he was in Minnesota. You know, it was a bad ACL injury. He looked good in New Orleans, and he's looked pretty good in Carolina. So, I wouldn't have been really upset with Teddy Bridgewater back in the day instead of Kirk. I don't want Haskins to work out. He won't work out. His time is too for us. Ron don't want him. I want Trey Lance. That's more of Ron type QB. Ron will get his QB. Haskins is just arrogant, and he doesn't listen. Anthony Johnson. Haskins is just a black Big Ben. That's just raw, and people, please don't take that too serious. I'm half black. I think so. That's my comp for him. I think he is Big Ben if he was going to be good in the league. That's my comp. That's who I think. We could trade him to Pittsburgh, let him learn from Big Ben, and be his successor. I love it. I would love that. Kirk Cousins threw 3 picks today, just trash. Yeah, I don't like Kirk Cousins. What's up, Tim? Tough one today. Yes, Mike. Yes, it was very tough. Welcome back, Mike Pryor. But yeah, it was, very little today did I get really heated and emotional because I just, watching the game, I was just like, this is just pathetic. There's almost a sense of apathy today, which sucks. Ravens head coach was special teams coach of the year before they hired him. Hey, John Harbaugh is a fantastic coach. So I'm not saying that it could never work out. I just thought it was a weird one, okay? But hey, maybe it'll work out for y'all. I'm not saying it's impossible. But no, John Harbaugh is a fantastic coach. And I knew he was a special teams coach. I did know that. And that's helped him on a lot as a head coach because he's made a lot of different plays on special teams to change the game. Right now, his punter is 7 for 7 or 8 for 8 in his career on 4th down for completions. So, hey, I'm not saying a special teams coach can never be good, but with other people out there, I was kind of surprised they went with Joe Judge, and a lot of people were. Wow, Rodgers almost threw another pick 6. Just wow. Oh, is Green Bay struggling against Tampa? See how my fantasy teams are doing too. My fantasy teams are all right. Hey, yikes. I need big days out of Zeke, Hopkins, Diggs, Kupp, and Edmonds. I need some big days. Big Ben hurt me today. I was like, oh, they're going against Cleveland. Cleveland sucks. But how the game flow went, they ended up crushing him, and he didn't have to do anything. So I put him instead of Deshaun Watson, and Deshaun Watson had 335 yards and 4 touchdowns. So shoot me, right? That sucks. But I need some big days out of the players I have, and maybe I can come back and win that game. I'm pretty far behind. But I'm projected to win 2 of my leagues, and then I have 1 more league that I'm now projected to lose. Need Devontae Adams to have a big day. Tough. I think I'm going to go 2-2. And the one I'm going to lose, I had freaking Julio Jones on my bench because I didn't know what he was going to be like after his injury with 38.7 points in my league, 8 catches, 137 yards, and 2 touchdowns. And Deshaun Watson has 53. So I have over 90 points on my bench. That's how I work, man. That's how it works, right? Great. Whatever. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But all right, guys. I think I'm gonna get going. Been on about an hour and a half, or a little less than an hour and a half. But thank you guys for hanging out with me. It was fun. It was great. Tough one for the Skins. I will be back on in about 5 hours after the Monday night game or the Sunday night game. Who do we have tonight? Tonight we have the scoreboard, please. Dolphins up 21-0 on the Jets. Holy crap. Jets are so bad. Sunday night we have the Rams and 49ers, and then tomorrow night we have the Chiefs and Bills and Cardinals and Cowboys. My predictions are Rams will beat the Niners, Chiefs will beat the Bills, and Cowboys will beat the Cardinals. They will upset the Cardinals and move to 3-3. That is my predictions for the games, and I will see you guys later. And until next time, see ya!